Yo, SNA fans, this is Super Ninja Austin here, back here later, I would say 7 hours later from earlier's wrestling news video. But now I'm going to do the Friday Night SmackDown review, episode 90, my 90th episode of the SNA podcast. SmackDown review part 11. Let's begin. We're going to start off on today's review will be...
I don't know why you at work. Did they put you in here?
Yeah. We're gonna move on. I mean, not move on, not yet. We're gonna start off more like with. But but yeah, we're gonna start off with Roman Reigns and LA Knight's contract signing segment. But this wasn't no ordinary contract signing, like typical, like where they enter the ring, sign the contract, talk a little bit of trash, like. But well, maybe there's some like there is just there's that, but also. LA Knight did not wait until Roman Reigns was in the ring because right when he was in the middle of the stage ramp, this is where his music hits right after he can even get to the ring. It's like LA doom, doom. And this is where he ran right past Roman Reigns. He was like, I got tired of waiting, like so I'm gonna go in the ring. Already gonna sign this son of a gun so we can make this official so I can take that Universal Championship off you. Like, yeah. But yeah, we're going to talk about that right here, right now. And this is where Nick Aldis was like, all right, you two gentlemen have to sign this on the dotted line. And then you LA Knight said, let's see right here, this, where he says, and this is what LA Knight's like yeah, like I already know that, and then you need to shut your out, Mr. Aldis, and let me talk to you. And the fans start chanting, yeah. And then he's like, and you, Roman Reigns, you better get in the ring quick because we don't have all night to see your entrance. Like we just need you to sign your name so we can make the match official. That's what he told them. He's like, it's time this deal. And he was like, so sign that deal so he can sign his title away like less than 2 weeks from now. Yeah. and then I believe Roman Reigns did not take that too much funny. That's less than 2 weeks. I mean, a little bit over a week, I should say. Like, sign your title away, sign your name and sign your title away. And he's like, yeah. And fans start repeatedly saying the yeah catchphrase. Nick was like, welcome to you guys, in Friday Night SmackDown Live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The Milwaukee fans start cheering, like, yay! Like, yeah, we're live here on live national television. Nick also, and he's like, yeah, gentlemen, we all know why we're here to sign this contract so we can make this official for the future undisputed WWE Universal Championship between the two of you. And then that's when LA Knight cut him off. He was like, yeah, I get, but we all know why we're here. So you don't make no sense to waste your breath. That's what LA Knight told the Nick Aldis. I was like, it's funny because I thought LA Knight was Nick Aldis when he very first came to WWE and NXT. Because I always got them mixed up ever since their Impact Wrestling days. But it's funny to see him in WWE now, even though Nick Aldis is the general manager of SmackDown in WWE rather than an in-ring competitor, at least not yet. Because the way I see it, like I said earlier on the wrestling news video about him and Cody fighting before, but it could happen again at some time in the line in a year or two from now, like if he faces him and some other guys that he has never faced when he was outside of WWE, of course. But this, and then he's like, yeah, like everybody wants to see me. And he's like, yeah, so please judge me and then let me do my thing because I am LA, not yeah. And then fans are loving it. like they always do. This is where Nick Aldis like, okay, whatever you say, Mr. Knight, and then this is where Roman Reigns had a couple things to say to LA Knight himself. He said, but I'll say, man, after with the fans start chanting LA Knight, and Roman Reigns was thinking, he was like, what to be good to say about this, about the fans and even LA Knight himself. Roman Reigns was like, hey, idiot, you, yeah, I'm talking to you, LA. Like, he's like, no. Like, no, I'm not talking about you, Milwaukee. I'm talking about your favorite man right here, LA Knight. And then the fans were booing the absolute shit out of him, probably more louder than they did when like we were booing at him more than they did when he won the 2015 Royal Rumble. And this is where Roman Reigns was chuckling. He's like, "This is crazy here. Like, yeah, you must be stupid here, huh? Like, you're gonna sign away your life and your name." And I was like, hopefully this is not a crime encounter of the night, because because when they're in the ring, let's hope for LA Knight's case and sake that he does not murk the poor megastar guy. But I don't think that will happen, like physically and literally. But I would say he will beat the absolute crap out of him, like, which that would be unfortunate for him and his fans. And I think LA Knight's going to fight back, and he's going to be this close, just a pinch away from winning the championship. But there's going to be probably some kind of heel shenanigans going on, whether if it's from the bloodlines, Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa, or somebody else on SmackDown entirely different. Like, I think that's what's going to cost him the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, whether if it distracts him and Roman Reigns picks up the victory, or they attack him and interfere him and giving him the DQ win. But which I think that's going to be the case, the second option. But yeah, we're going to have to see a crown jewel. But anyway, this is where Roman Reigns like, let me tell you something, LA Knight. He's like, have you ever had a contract signing before? I was like, yo, dude, like, just because he may have not signed a contract where – like before, like from his couple of years in WWE and his time in the National Wrestling Alliance, independent scene, and Impact Wrestling, doesn't mean he does not know what it is. Like, it's obvious. Like, you just sign your name, you make it official, and then get ready for your match in the next week or two. Like you're making it sound like you don't even know what contract signing statement. You're trying to hypocritically make fun of it on somebody else. Like, it's already bad enough you said, have you ever competed for either of the undisputed championships when there were just the two championships to Cody Rhodes? So it doesn't make it any better for you making fun of that, doing the same strategy like you did to Cody at the beginning of this year on the road to WrestleMania. But anyways, this is where Roman Reigns said, he's not laughing along with Paul Heyman's like, he got you good, didn't he, LA Knight? And this is where Roman Reigns like, now, did you ever had a championship match before? I was like, well, not in WWE, but I think he had plenty of championship matches, even battling for the TNA World Championship. And I think he even won the championship, if I'm not mistaken. So what you're talking about, he had a championship. If he said WWE specifically, that would make sense. Like, that's true, but don't underestimate the guy, even though you may cheat to retain, or somebody cheats for you just to retain your championship and just to have another 6 months as Universal Champion until WrestleMania 40. But anyway, this is where Paul Heyman said, he definitely got you on that one, LA. And then this is where Roman Reigns was like, I didn't think so. You have no clue what you're doing right now. It's going to be an easy win for me. And I was like, I don't know, Roman Reigns. It's not going to be easy. You may retain, but I don't think you're going to win. This is where Roman Reigns like, don't worry, but the Tribal Chief will go easy on you, LA. I thought you said this is going to be I thought you said that you're not going to make it that easy for him, and you're going to squash and smash him when he has the chance. But yeah, this is where This woman said, "This is your first time, and we're gonna go just a little gentle with you, right? Like, right, sweetheart?" And then Roman Reigns was like, "You're gonna give me the contracts." No, before Roman Reigns signed the contract, this is where when LA Knight signed right away when he got in the ring, like couldn't pass Roman Reigns. This is where he passed the pin to Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman was like, just have this germs on it, and he threw it. I was like, does it even matter? Like, what if you have a preference on a pin or not? Like, it shouldn't even matter that way. Like, but it did in Paul Heyman's case for some reason. But yeah, he gave Roman Reigns a pin out of his coat pocket, his dress coat pocket, and this were. But anyway, Roman Reigns used that to sign his contract away, sign his name away, and maybe if he's not careful, he might be signing away his championship. But this pin didn't even work. Like, he was like, "You gave me an inkless pin, wise man. Like, pay attention." And then this is when Paul Heyman click onto the got a new ballpoint pen, click on it, signed it for try to see if that one works, and he started trying to go. They try to test it out before he give the Roman, like, "Okay, this one works, my Tribal Chief, my bad." And then this is where Roman Reigns was like, "Okay," like. Here's where he starts signing this, got the ink onto the paper, and then make it official. And then this is where he passed the contract back to Nick Aldis. Like, okay, that concludes to this match at the upcoming Crown Jewel event for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And then thank you for you two for this evening. And I wish you both the best of luck at Crown Jewel. And then this is where LA Knight was like, "I don't," and he gave the look. He was like, "I don't need luck when it comes to me being the megastar." Yeah, well, he didn't say that, but he was looking like he said that saying that in the mind. And this is where LA Knight's like, "Hey, Roman, before you leave, before Roman Reigns got a chance to get off the chair, and he was like, as far as I'm concerned, the way I see it, like I'm the head of the table here, and you should might as well acknowledge me, Roman Reigns." And then Roman Reigns did not like that. He got very pissed off. He threw the table, the contract signing table, right onto LA Knight's face, and he started attacking LA Knight, and then he started trying to beat him down before it was even Crown Jewel, which that's not until perhaps. I'll say perhaps 8 days from now. Yeah, I'll say that's not until 8 days from now. This is where he tried to beat down when he speared him last week onto last week's SmackDown. And and this is where he started throwing the tables and the chairs on the side. This is where he thought he got an easy beat down against the megastar. This is where he ran him right to hit him head first right into the steel ring post. This is where Roman Reigns went down onto the ring side. This is where he looks under the ring. This is where he grabs the table under there. This is where Roman Reigns this is where he tried to put him in there, like whether if it was a Uranagi or a power bomb. This is where he started to. This is where he was fooling around, slowly moving around, like moving the tables on the side. I mean, not tables, the sit-down chairs on the side. This is where Roman Reigns is like, "Okay, you done it now." This is where he tried to hit another striking right hand, but LA Knight blocked it. Started hitting strikes of his own. Right strike, like when he threw him right into the top right corner that he had him on, and where he was stepping on. But this is where LA Knight was giving him his taste of his own medicine. This is where this is where the commentators was like, "Oh, like this, he looked like he's giving him a fight night tonight," and he started stomping on him, trying to look like his cousin, the People's Champ. This is where he started stomping a mud hole, and even Stone Cold too. like looking like a total Attitude Era fanboy. Fans were chanting, "Yeah, yeah, yeah," when he was stomping onto the Roman Reigns, and he was like, "Oh," and they did a tremendous stomp right onto the head of the tribal chief. It's where he tried to throw Roman Reigns right through the table, but this is where Jimmy Uso got involved. I was like, hey, like, I don't understand why you're not on Impact Wrestling right now, because it seems like you're no longer needed in WWE, like someone that you know. But anyway, this is where he starts stepping on the LA Knight and then try to come to the aid of the tribal chief. This is where he's and this is where he told Roman Reigns, he was like, "Don't worry, tribal chief, I got this." And then the Roman Reigns like, "Yeah, just finish him off so I can worry about him 8 days from now." Like, because he was getting his ass stomped and ass beat by the megastar. This was Paul Heyman was like, "Finish him, get him." And then this is where he tried to close on him right through the table so he can lay him out right through it. But LA Knight smartly ducked, turned him around, hit a back suplex right through the table, and sent him packing and with a sore back. Now he's probably gonna feel when he gets up in the morning, like whether if he's at a hotel room or at his own house or wherever, probably at a hotel room. But he's probably gonna feel that as soon as he gets back to his house, next to his when he gets up next from his next into his bed. Into his bed with his wife, which she's obviously on Impact. I'll say I shouldn't ask obviously on Impact. That's a stupid thing I ever said. Like, which she's now on Impact, not obviously. I mean, it is obvious, but not the point that I was trying to make. Yeah. But anyways, we got 8 days of the tribal chief. We're up next. We got 8 days with the tribal chief and LA Knight for the Undisputed Universal Championship. And I know I'm going to be saying this for the next, I would say, perhaps 2 to 8 more times about who's going to win LA Knight in the Roman Reigns match. I'm going to want y'all to decide in the comment section down below. We're going to move on to the tag team match with Carlito and Santos Escobar taking on the Street Profits as Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the new improved Street Profits with a new theme song with the Bobby Lashley's new version of the Hurt Business. But it still say Street Profits on their Titantron on the logo, but it's like a new theme song, like with I would say, I don't know how to describe this, but it's like hip hop with pop music, if that makes sense, like, or party music. I say party music with a little hip hop in it, like, if that makes sense. It's like, I would say it's like the beats. They just took some beats from Keith Lee's theme music. That's what it sounds like, if you ask me. But I would say maybe this is the change they need if they're going to be this new heel faction. Like, they need to give up their partying theme song, which is like I bring that swag, the bring your swag theme song, I should say. But yeah, I guess this is a good sign for them that they're going to get pushed heavily as a unit with the Almighty. But anyway, this is where we're going to start off this match. We're going to talk about who started off the match. It was which I think it was Montez Ford and Carlito, if I'm not mistaken. Or it could be, no, Montez Ford and Santos Escobar. Montez Ford brought him down to snapmare position, squeezing the neck and head of what's his name, the neck and head of Santos Escobar. And then he got locked in so hard to the point that he could have easily snapped at any moment. But Montez is a professional, so he's not going to do that like unprofessionally. But this is where Santos Escobar would get back up, start coming back, start striking him with punch strikes into the midsection of the husband of the EST. Speaking of her, she's gonna make her appearance known on a promo, like of her her setting her eyes on Damage Control once again, because they have her title that Io Sky cashed in on, and she's the reason why she was out on injury, in kayfabe, of course. But anyway, this is where Santos Escobar goes for a sunset flip to Montez Ford, but he flips out of it somehow, like into sunset flip. He got up sitting down Santos Escobar. Montez Ford did a side kick right into his head. This is where Montez Ford runs right into the top side of the ropes, hits a running frog splash right onto Santos Escobar, but he got one, he got two. And it looks like he probably would have won with this move because it looks so deadlier than his top rope version of the frog splash. Luckily, Carlito was there to stomp on him for the save. This is where Montez Ford did not appreciate that. He was getting absolutely upset. This is where Montez Ford picks up Santos Escobar, hits a single axe handle right to the back of Santos. This is where he started hitting some hammers and axe handles right onto Santos Escobar, right onto the ground. This is where he looked at Carlito's like, try me again, try to come back here again, see what I want to. This is where he tried to go for a camel clutch, which he successfully did so on Santos Escobar, and then he squeezed his neck back to the point that he looked like he could have decapitated his head off. But yeah, like I said, he's not gonna do that literally because he's a trained professional. This is where Santos Escobar tried to get back up. This is where he started hitting right hand strikes right onto Montez midsection, but he got out of it. But he threw him right to his corner, which is the bottom right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. Montez Ford tried to go for a splash maneuver, gets booted right to the face of Montez Ford, gets elbow strike by Angelo Dawkins, start hitting right hands on multiple right hands right onto to Montez Ford, but hit a striking right hand, trying to go for Angelo Dawkins, but he got out of the way right on time. But once Santos Escobar turned around and didn't pay no mind to Montez, that's where Montez easily hit the step up instigiri, spin around right onto the Santos Escobar's head. This is where he tried to pin this is where he went right on top of Santos Escobar, started hitting right hands, started nailing him down with right hands right into the head of Santos Escobar. This is where Montez Ford went right on the right ropes. This is where he starts stepping onto the chest of the former NXT Cruiserweight champion. But Jessica Carr was telling Montez Ford to get off of him. She was doing a 5-second warning DQ count, but he got off at 2 or 3. I think it was 3. This is where Montez Ford picks him up into a snapmare sit-down position and then do a headlock right onto the Santos Escobar. This is where he started waving his arm, trying to see how he can get out of the maneuver Montez got him in. This is where fans start clapping for Santos. This is where he hits an elbow strike right onto the midsection of Santos Escobar. Hits a slapping chop right onto Montez Ford. But when he tried to reach for Carlito, but Montez Ford hits him with a clothesline from hell out of nowhere. And this is where Montez Ford got the serious face in him because he must have been training very hard and taking the training very serious from Bobby Lashley because he started looking very mad and serious and focused on beating down the Latino World Order member. And then Bobby Lashley was loving it. He was smiling like a businessman, like that, like a businessman that's a boss, look like a businessman that's a boss, like a businessman that has his employees overwork themselves and to the point that they're doing their jobs faster, harder, and better. Like he was smiling like one of them guys. This is where he grabs on the Santos' arm, tags in Angelo Dawkins. This is where they hit a double stand. That's where they hit a double standing flapjack with Santos Escobar's face first going right into the canvas. This is where Angelo Dawkins is like, yeah, dog, or fam, you got yourself into this, and same with you, Carlito, so you're gonna have to take the punishment from us. And this is where Carlito's like, I'm not trying to get none of it. I'm just doing my job here, trying to win this tag team match. This is where Angelo Dawkins, the Irish whip Santos Escobar right into the bottom left corner. Hit the spinning splash right on him and a spinning step up Mr. Geary on him. This is where they try to run up right into the top corner ropes. Runs up trying to do another clothesline to Santos Escobar, but he gets intercepted into a drop kick. And then this is where both men were down. This is where Carlito was getting ready for Santos to tag him in, so he can bring the fight to one of the Street Profits members. This is where they tagged in their respective tag partners. Then this is where Carlito hitting some strikes, hit some comeback strikes right onto Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins alongside. And it's where he hits a single underhook suplex right onto Montez Ford, kicks Angelo Dawkins right into the midsection to go for a running knee strike right into the head, a step-up knee strike, I should say, and then hits a elbow strike, and then hits a sit-out spine buster, which I believe that's a signature move. It's like playing the SmackDown versus Raw video game when that was a signature move. This is where he pins Montez Ford, but this is where Jessica Carr try to go for a 1, try to go for a 2, but he kicks out right on time at 2.9 seconds. Carlito was trying to get ready to do his finishing move, which was the backstabber. And this is where he tried to do the maneuver, but this is where Montez Ford outsmarted him, lay down into the ground, trip onto his legs, moving forward, trying to do the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. But this is where Carlito kicks out at 2.7 seconds. And then this is where he tried to go for another step up into Geary, but just like the signature finishing move, it wasn't a guarantee the second time because he successfully executed the step up Instagiri the first time to Santos Escobar. Even though that was Santos, I know that was Santos Escobar, but the rules are rules in the world of professional wrestling. Once you successfully execute the maneuver the first time, you can't execute successfully the second time, unless you're double lucky or. And if you don't, but it's the opposite. Like if the opposite happens, like vice versa. Like if it successfully executes if it doesn't successfully, the maneuver doesn't work the first time, it's gonna work the second time. But this is where Carlito hits the second signature move, that spinning neck breaker he does. This is where Dawkins comes in and stops the count at the count of 1. This is where Santos Escobar tried to take care of Angelo Dawkins. He tried to close on Santos Escobar, but he ducks out of the way, close on him out of there in the top corner of the ring. And then this is where send him onto the outside into the top ringside area. This is where he tried to tag in Carlito. He tags in this is where Carlito tags in the former NXT Cruiserweight champion. Let's see right here. This is where Santos Escobar was like LWO, like the sign. This is where he tried to do the bow and arrow thing, but this is where they show Rey Mysterio back watching the match onto the TV into the backstage interview studio. But he gets hit from behind and blindsidedly hit from behind by Logan Paul with the lucky right hand shot right into the back of his head, like boom. He fell right down to the ground. Logan Paul started laughing, started looking at him. He was like, "Did you feel that, Rey Mysterio? That's all it's gonna take for me to dethrone you for the United States Championship, little guy." And then this is where Santos Escobar was like, "Go check out Rey Mysterio. Check on Rey Mysterio, Carlito. I can take care of both Montez and Angelo." And then this is where he did the biggest mistake in the world. This is where, but he was so close because when he hit his signature move, the double knee strike right onto Montez, right into the bottom right corner. When after he did the LWO's hand signal, this is where Montez Ford fell right, rolling to the outside. This is where he hits a This is where he hits a springboard crossbody right on to Montez, but Montez moves out of the way, went back in the ring. This is where Angelo Dawkins got back on the apron. This is where Santos Escobar tried to ram Montez right into the midsection, but Montez Ford counters him, put him in a chokehold lock between the ropes and the apron. This is where Angelo Dawkins tagged himself into the match. This is where he brought him back in the ring. This is where they hit the spine buster, blockbuster neck breaker combo maneuver, double team finishing move that they've been doing ever since they turning heel and joined forces with Bobby Lashley. They got the 1, 2, 3, and they maintained their dominance. And what do you think about this latest victory from the Street Profits? Do you think they're getting better and better with this new heel gimmick alongside the Almighty, or do you think they need more work as the Hurt Business and their in-ring abilities? But I don't think that even if there needs some improving into their in-ring abilities, I don't think there's much to improve, because they've been doing a really great job showing how much of a talented tag team act they are. But yeah, hopefully we see more of this, and hopefully we would. But I'll say at first I was thinking about like Rey Mysterio should definitely should retain the United States Championship, but it looks like there's so much potential with Logan Paul being the championship and possibly being the longest reigning championship, being under the skin of fans and making the fans hate him even more. That's my opinion on the matter, but y'all let me know down in the comments below. I think this was the best match. It was the best match. Like, perhaps I'll say the second match of the night, just saying, only my opinion, of course. I'll say the segment of the night was definitely Roman Reigns and LA Knight's in-ring contract signing segment, which that was the perfect way to start off the show. If that was not going to be the end of the show, because it's going to lead off to LA Knight facing Jimmy Uso in the main event on SmackDown. Who you thought was going to win that match? Y'all let me know down in the comments right down below. And do you think that the Street Profits could possibly be the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships and bring those titles to the SmackDown while Raw gets the World Tag Team Championship, or they're going to bring the World Tag Team Championships over to SmackDown? Y'all let me know also about that in the comment section right down below. We're gonna move on to the backstage segment where Roman Reigns was retying his hair with a hair tie. This is where Paul Heyman was showing off the custom-made Green Bay Packers replica championship, and then Roman Reigns like, what the hell is that? Like, this is the custom-made championship replica from WWE's shop.com and even the NFL shop.com is the Green Bay Packers championship, and this is the Green Bay Packers custom-made championship. And this is the closest that both the Green Bay Packers and LA Knight is going to get as far as them being champions. And then they both got a good laugh about it. There's no chance in hell that that LA Knight's gonna win my undisputed championship. That's what Roman Reigns was looking like, chuckling in the process. This is where Jimmy Uso came in and landed flat onto the long bedded couch of Roman Reigns' locker room. Landed right on the couch. Roman Reigns was like, "What are you doing here? What took you so long to get here?" And this is where Jimmy Uso, and he's like, "I've been in the trainer's room because trying to let's see." I've been in the trainer's room, trying to, I was in the trainer's room trying to recover from that brutal attack from LA. And then it's like, why would you go there? Why would you need to go there though? And then this is where Jimmy Uso was like, and it's for the players' game, like. Like the gameplay, I should say, not game, but the starters play. That's what it was. Like, you didn't We did anything on the play. You didn't do anything on the play, Jimmy. And then this was like hot. Like hot, right? Right, Tribal Chief. And then Roman Reigns like, you have a point there. Like it was pretty hot right there. If you don't control this one, Jimmy, like it's done. Like you gotta hit. Like you just need to handle him tonight and finish him once and for all. And then this is where Jimmy Uso's like, me tonight? Like you want me to finish him off? And he's like, yes, of course I want you to finish him off. Like yes, tonight. Like, and it is like, it's like my back doesn't feel good. I can't do nothing without it. And then he's like what? And then he was like, but I'm off the injury list because I believe he said that right away because he didn't want to get murked by the Tribal Chief. And then he was like, okay, like that's what I thought over here. And this when Roman's like, wise man, like the match. And then Paul Heyman was like, I'm gonna go straight to Nick Aldis's office right now. And then before he could finish his sentence, this is where Paul Heyman was like, and he's like, no, you run the show. I was like, if that was the case, Triple H would have made him general manager of SmackDown and not Nick Aldis. Like, but we could see a storyline in this. Like, not only Cody Rhodes may not be the only guy that Nick Aldis will face again. Like, perhaps he could face the Tribal Chief, the earn the rights of being general manager of the Friday Night SmackDown brand. And if Roman Reigns loses, he's gonna be banned from SmackDown, which we could possibly see that next summer in 2024. Just brainstorming some great ideas, but could be in story for both men into the world of professional wrestling and the WWE side of things. Like we could see this be invested. We see us wrestling fans being invested into a storyline like that in the year from now, like or less than 12 months from now, I should say. But anyway, this is where Paul Heyman was like Paul Heyman, I mean, Jimmy Uso against LA Knight tonight, right, Roman? And then Roman Reigns like, yeah. Like, yes, my Tribal Chief. I'm gonna see if I can sell this with Nick Aldis. And he was like, all right. And then this is where Jimmy Uso tried to tease Roman Reigns once again, which that was not a smart idea. But luckily, Roman Reigns was not that much in a bad mood because he just let him off for now for keep saying the yeet. Like, okay, like first of all, you're horrible saying that. Like only Jey Uso sounds very phenomenal when he says that catchphrase. Second of all, I wouldn't be testing Roman Reigns like that. Like it's already enough that he let you off a couple of times from a week ago and the week before that when you were escorting your little brother Solo into the match against LA Knight. And I was like, and speaking of the Samoan the enforcer of the bloodline, like where has he been? Like, oh, he's getting ready. Like I see why he's getting ready for the segment with John Cena. And then this is where Roman Reigns was like, I already told you that. Not like I don't like that catchphrase. Like I'm gonna let you off the hook for now because you know me no harm. Like you're just trying to have some fun, but now's not the time for that. This is where. But we will move on to the next segment. Now we're going to go. This is where Logan. And then this is where Kathy Kelly was like what? Why would you blindside and ambush Rey Mysterio? Like, but what? The sucker punched him tonight from behind. And this is where Jay was like, and this is where Logan Paul's like, like they say, like, don't not let the enemy know your next move is. And I got your mic, and he can have this back. Like this analogy right here, where he grabbed onto Kathy Kelly's microphone, and I'm giving it right back, like something unexpected like that. Like, see, my fist is bigger than Rey Mysterio. Say like, yeah, and your point, like, and that didn't make no sense of you knocking out Rey Mysterio from behind. Like, you should have saved it when you were going to actually prove your statement at the Crown Jewel event, like in order to dethrone the mass luchador underdog superstar. And he's like, I think, but he also said, and he's like, now I believe this is way more classier than boxing, like referencing that boxing's more dangerous than wrestling. And then this is where Caddy Kel's like, actually, I was wondering, like, and then this is where he walked out disrespectfully. And this is where he walked past Kevin Owens. He started staring at Kevin Owens. He's like, what, you have a problem? This is where Kevin Owens crossed his arms, like, what, do you have a problem? Like, and showing some support of that. And he's a Rey Mysterio fan because he was wearing Rey Mysterio's shirt. He was like any enemies of, and he was looking like any of enemies of Rey is an enemy of mine, because he showed that plenty of times before when he teamed with him back in 2020, because when he was in a feud with the likes of Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy and etc. And then this is where Grayson Waller and Austin Theory started teasing Kevin Owens, and telling each other, like, is this the same guy that said you're gonna punch our faces, because we saying that we have punchable faces, in a smart ass manner, saying like, and he's like, look at you, like, yeah, y'all have definitely got some punchable faces right about now that I want to punch. I was like, yeah, just like on that Sunday Night Stunner event, like I went last year with my brother and sister-in-law and uncle, which we had a blast. That was the opener of the Sunday Night Stunner event, like I always say on my wrestling review video. I was like, hopefully he does that again to Austin Theory. This is where Kevin Owens is like, I would love to punch you in the face again. I was like, please do it, but this time with Grayson Waller being around. Come on, Sammy. Stay right there until Uncle SNA gets done. But anyways, this is where Kevin Owens is like, yeah, y'all have a very lovely punchable face right now. Like, I want to punch with one shot right here, right now. Austin Theory's like, are you open? I'll punch you anywhere of all places. Like, it's a guarantee that I'm going to punch you right in the face. And this is where Kevin's like, this is where they start arguing. This is where Austin Theory's like, okay, they're trying to do it. And this is where Grace Wall's like, yeah, we would like to see y'all, Mike. See y'all do that, Mike. This is where Jamie Noble and Jason Jordan try to calm things down with both three men. This is where Kevin Owens hilariously asked Jamie Noble that both Theory and Waller have punchable faces. He even agreed. He's like, yeah, like, I see what you mean. Like they have plenty of punchable faces. And then this is where he's like, do you think that I can punch them both at the same time? It's like, yeah, I believe you right now. But I've seen you did way more than doing one big punch, like two people at once before. So I believe you, like, yeah. And this is what Kevin Owens was like, all right. He was like, thank you very much, Jamie. Like, and he was like, okay, well, let's go out here. Like, yeah, like, thank you. Like, you get it. Like, yeah, like, absolutely. And this is where he tried to walk him out to his corner. Not his corner. I said back to his locker room. This is where Grayson Waller and Austin Theory started provoking Kevin Owens. I was like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Like, he's gonna murk you with one punch. Like his punches are powerful. Like, I wouldn't be provoking him if I were you. And then this is where he started jokingly being more smart ass, jokingly saying, like, you think he could just stand right? He could think he could come right over here, and with us standing here right over here next to the side by side together in a row, and he thinks he's gonna punch both of us at the same time. And then ironically, that's what Kevin Owens just did. He's like, boom, like right on the side, slide swinging in the process, like boom, knock them both out, which they both deserve. Which I agree, like they both have punchable faces, and I remember cheering for Kevin Owens, saying like, "Beat Austin's ASS, like he's a wannabe Super Ninja Austin." Like, yeah, it was very fun at the time last October. But anyways, this is where And this is where Kevin, but anyway, this is where Kevin Owens like, see, I told you I could punch both of y'all at the same damn time. I was like, yeah, I agree. Like, they should have been provoking the man. Like, yeah, like he could easily do it like anytime, any place, anywhere. Kevin was like, I knew I could do this. Like, see, like you should keep your mouth shut. This is where Kayla Braxton was doing a huge grin, like because she was probably enjoying that. Like, yeah, like they were like. They had it coming. Like, they wouldn't keep their mouth shut. Like, yeah. And this is where Caleb Braxton was like, let's shift to get, like, Like, and it was like, but she was like, yeah, like Grayson and Austin should put some ice on that. Like, and it was like, yeah, we're gonna moving on, shifting gears. Please welcome my guest at this time, the dynamic Dragon Lee. And this is where Dragon Lee came in for the backstage interview. And this is where Caleb Braxton's like, you made quite a name for yourself here on SmackDown lately. And also, what inspires you when you get inside that ring? And he's like I've been very happy to hear on SmackDown, Miss Caleb Braxton. Like, and the most excitement is in that ring, and that's what makes me want me to be here every single week. And this is where, before he can finish more of his reasoning on what makes him the star and also motivated of being here on the main roster on SmackDown and in WWE entirely. And this is where because this is where Cedric Alexander interrupts. He was like, "Hey, like when I look at you, Dragon Lee, it's like it looks like I'm looking in the mirror, and I haven't had a chance to properly meet you. Like, nice to meet you. I'm Cedric Alexander. Perhaps you heard about me. Like, I got." And he was like, you remind me of myself back when I stepped foot in that ring 5 years ago, making a name for myself, being the star, impressing those fans out here, and even impressing Triple H of signing me into a contract. And even the fans started chanting, like, sign Cedric. Like, they're having signs and chanting those chants. And what else he said? Let's see. And he said, and I want to match with you tonight. And I was like, yes, please. Like, and they're finally utilizing him, especially on this brand on SmackDown. Like, if he's not going to be on Raw, you might as well put him on SmackDown. Like, instead of putting him in the free agents list. Like, if they say something about free agents, that SmackDown signed him in the last minute after the draft, like they used to do, like a few years ago. But this is where Dragon Lee clotheslined him, pulled him up closer. He's like, all right, good. Like, because I'm with because be careful what you wish for, Cedric, because you just might get it. And then that's when we do have the match. And let me tell you, this was probably the third match of the night. I'll say if not the second match of the night, but I'll say the third match, and it's absolutely underrated. You need to see for yourself. Yeah. You see exactly what I mean by that. But yeah, this is where. But up next, this is where we got a match with Shotzi against what's her name, Chelsea Green, and then this is where she was dressed up as the devil, while Piper Niven was dressed up like some kind of a frat witch. And then I didn't say fat, I said frat. I was like, I may have made the big fat wolf tongue-tied joke, but that big fat big bad wolf, I should say. But now I say fat, I say frat, like frat, F-R-A-T, like college students, like the frat kids, like throwing the frat party. But anyway, yeah, like she looked like a frat witch, and Chelsea Green's dressed up as the devil. And then this is where she was like, this started to get personal with you. I thought Adam Pearce was the worst general manager, but you're starting to get more worse than him. He was like, at first, like you gave an opportunity. And you're giving an automatic opportunity for Charlotte Flair to face Io Sky for the women's championship. Now you got this spiky-haired little weirdo posted a Halloween Havoc you're not having this spiky-haired little weirdo host Halloween Havoc instead of us two. And then Piper Niven also reminded Nick Aldis that they're the champs. I was like, and your point, like it's not like you're not gonna be not doing anything on the Halloween Havoc show. And as a matter of fact, at night 2, at this coming Tuesday on Halloween Havoc, you're gonna be defending those titles against JC Jane and Thea Hale, which the commentators pointed that out, like when she was in the match against Shotzi. Along with her being the co-host with Scarlett. And I was like, with this co-host thing, like, they might as well be a tag team because they look similar in a way. But anyway, this is what when Piper Niven's like, tisk, tisk, like, He's like, well, you're here punishing us, making us defend our titles, and we shouldn't be doing double duties. Like when we've been putting all the work in, and then someone like Shotzi hardly doing anything. And then this is where partners like NXT, like it's already bad enough I didn't really had a successful run like I was trying to have on my last run. And this is where Chelsea Green was like, I would expect you to dress up like real nice, but like a pinhead, that's so 1980 Shotzi. Like 1986, I should say. This is where Shotzi was laughing herself, kind of like, Nick, I need a favor from you. Like, how about you book me in a match against Chelsea Green so I can shut her up once and for all. Well, not once and for all, but I'll say shut her up for good, I should say. Well, she did say once and for all. I'm right. Yeah, she said once and for all tonight here on this week's SmackDown. And then Chelsea Green tried to talk Nick Aldis out of booking the match tonight. And then this is where Nick Aldis claps like all right, sounds good. And then this is gonna be official that it's gonna be Chelsea Green taking on Shotzi. And then one-on-one. Let's do this right here, right now. Shotzi started laughing like, ha, ha, ha. And then this is where Chelsea Green's like, screw you. Like, I'm gonna get you in trouble. And then this is where we got the match. We're going to talk about that right here, right now. And I'll say this will be this is somewhat of a decent match. Like, not much to talk about, but just going to recap it real quick right here. Because it wouldn't really took long at all. We're going to talk about right here. Sorry. But yeah, I'm gonna make how to describe the match. Like it, because she hit a move. Let's see right here. Let's see. My bad. Like we're gonna talk about right here. This word he tried. This word shot. I'm gonna tell right here because there was not much to talk about. Like I said, Shotzi tried to go for a suplex to Chelsea Green right on the top rope, but gets us. But Chelsea Green counters, hits a suplex facebuster McJig right off the outside. This is where Chelsea Green, where she hits face right in the hard wrestling canvas. This is where she hits a missile drop kick right on the Shotzi. Starts show boasting and show gloating and telling Piper Niven's like, I got this. And then she started gloating to the fans. She tried to lay down the pin Shotzi for an easy victory, but it wasn't that easy for her. Rather than the Shotzi getting the easy victory, when she rolled her up into a crucifix pin, she got the 1, 2, 3, and then she got the win. She rolled out of there as the successful winner of tonight's SmackDown into the women's match. And then, what you thought about this match? Like, do you think it was necessary or not? Like, do you think it was just a toilet break match, or did it have potential of being some kind of a tag team feud with Charlotte possibly being, not Charlotte, Scarlett, my bad, Scarlett, Karrion Kross's wife. But anyways, she could be a tag, because besides, she's been the co-host of Halloween Havoc, and she's been doing these Halloween skits in WWE lately, so might as well be the new tag team, like a babyface, rock and roll, ballsy, supernatural ballsy tag team, like females tag team in the women's tag division. But only time will tell to see if that happens or not. But let's move on. We got some John Cena entering the ring next as he was cutting a promo about the excitement in this building tonight in Milwaukee's arena, which I forget their name of the arena. This is when fans start saying, "We love you, Cena, yay!" And this is where Cena was like, "Yeah," with him welcoming the wrestling fans in Milwaukee, Wisconsin tonight on SmackDown. This is where fans start chanting Cena. This is where John Cena was. For me tonight, like the energy is a tad different than it usually would be. And it looked like he was being emotionally sad, like when he explained this. And then this is where John Cena's like, "It's special right here." Like, but for even tonight, the energy is serious. Don't get me wrong, I have a lot of serious moments in my whole career, but it haven't been this serious since 20 years ago in the WWE when they wanted to fire me, which I believe that's probably going off script because there was some news reports about when John Cena nearly got fired, but luckily Stephanie McMahon caught him in the tour bus freestyling, and I think that's what saved his career in WWE and made him the Doctor of Thugonomics and make him the star that he is today. But anyway, this is where John Cena was like, "I've never seen this serious," and he's like, "I think about this time, but what did we do? We dug in deep." We turned it around, and over 20 years, we have shared this right here. Fans are cheering like, "Yeah, glad we so." John Cena, over 20 years, each and every night, I try to get in my heart. I try to give you my soul, and I try to return you give to me. You give me your noise when I put it out. And this is where. And John Cena's like, "You may not realize like this, you give me support, you give me the most. Excuse me, mommy. The most important to be, you have given me the over sweat. Come on, Samson. Come right here." And then the fans start chanting, "Cena, Cena, Cena, Cena." And this is where John Cena was like, he's like, there's only one thing left to do. I need to get this win at Crown Jewel to break my over 2,000 days of being winless in a one-on-one match, like a one-on-one singles match, not against Solo Sikoa. And I think John Cena, I'm probably gonna get some backlash for saying this, but I think Cena should win to break this winless streak curse that's been going around over 5 years now. Like, and then maybe Solo Sikoa can beat him right back or get some revenge somehow in the next event, which I'm not sure if it's Survivor Series or Royal Rumble or even WrestleMania. But I think they should put out the story like with Solo Sikoa getting them right back, like in the future, like possibly anytime in 2024 when he's not busy on schedules in this Hollywood schedule. But this is where John Cena also says let's see. Yeah, at WrestleMania, hell, he was like, heck, like, and then he was naming like you can go to any events, like hell, like you can, but you can come here and SmackDown Live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Then the fans start cheering like, "Yay!" The fans start cheering like, "Yeah, that's us here." This is where John says that Crown Jewel is no different as a must see. Samson, no, you can't get in front of the camp. Come on, Samson, go over here. Crown Jewel is a must-see, the must-win situation. And the fans start cheering like, "Yeah," because we haven't seen him in a singles match. Now that he mentioned it, I know it hurts, and it takes guts to stand here and right in this ring and promise a victory. Like, and the time has come to dig deep. The time has come to buckle up. And the time is now to deliver. And I believe Cena is going to win, and he's going to, even though he probably going to win, and he probably will win this, even though I'm probably, like I said, going to get some backlash for saying this. But I just think he just need that win to win this the streak of him not winning a singles match in over 5 years. What do y'all think about this statistic into John Cena's status as a WWE superstar and pro wrestler? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But this is where John Cena was instantly interrupted by Paul Heyman. When Paul Heyman's like, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman, like he usually would say. And I am the special counsel of your current reigning, defending, undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion, Roman Reigns. And then this is where the fans were like, all right, we get it. Like, it's already bad enough we heard this when you were the advocate of Paul Heyman. I mean, he already is Paul Heyman, Brock Lesnar. Like, so you don't have to bring this up to us with Roman Reigns. Like, can we get the 1,100-day reign? But you don't have to rub enough. But Paul Heyman's like, but that's not why I'm out here for. Like, I'm out here with no hustle. I'm out here with no loyalty to anything but the truth. And he's like, I'm out here, like, and I assure you, Cena, like, with respect, of course. And then the fans started chanting like, you suck, you suck, you suck. And then even Paul Heyman admitted this. He was like, yeah, I know I do suck, but now's not the time for that. And this is where even the fans start saying with the Simon sign, saying like, give me the. And he was like, from my past, from the actions of my past, I deserve that chant, but not right now. Like, not right now, tonight. That's what he said. This is where he started telling John Cena about, like, he was the reason why he got the WWE in the first place. Like, when he, let's see, that's the reason why I got the W, which that's kind of true. That's right, yeah. With the likes of, when him being there with Randy Orton and Shelton Benjamin, Batista, and Brock Lesnar in the early 2000s era, like, of the new upcoming stars in WWE. And Paul Heyman was like, thank you for the house, Cena. Thank you for 21 plus years of sold out arena based on the name John Cena. And the fans were starting to cheer even more for the 16-time world champion. And he's like, in mutual respect, where did that all start at, Cena? And he was like, now I thought in the boardroom when Vince McMahon turned to me and said, when I was running SmackDown for the round job pick, like, who can it be from OVW? Like, you're the guy to go. You're going to pick anybody that you think is the next star. And who did I pick? It was none other than John Cena. And John Cena like, yep, yes, sir. Like, and I appreciate that for bringing me in like that. Like, and he's like, and for 21 years, you have let anybody down. For 21 years, you did a real life superhero. I raised my kids to be more like you than when one of them to be more like me, because I'm not really a good guy myself. With this more of a shocking confession about him not being much of a good guy. And then he's like, and then Paul Heyman also stated that at SummerSlam against Roman Reigns, with all due respect, Roman Reigns showed you're not that guy anymore. And the fans start booing heavily more to Paul Heyman. Or the greatest of all time in the ring anymore. And it looks like he was about to cry, which would probably make us fans will be crying out with laughter. Like, like, really? You have to really try to play the pity game on John Cena, assuming that he's old. Like, 46 years old is not old. And he's like, but that doesn't matter. Like, as long as you can pick up the microphone and put it to your mouth, up under your mouth on John Cena, and this is coming from me, the great like, and you're gonna hear it from me, like that you're the greatest of all time, and in the history of WWE, of course, to you, Cena. And the fans like, well, we can't deny what Paul Heyman is saying. This is probably a unscripted moment from the special counsel, and Paul Heyman was like they'll laugh with you, they'll cry with you, they'll cheer for you. You belong. I can never, ever, ever, never, ever. I can ever, 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 like something that they like. What he said. They'll boo me out of. Like they may boo me out of the building, but that's what he say. He boo me out. They'll boo me out of the building because I'm not very much a good guy, and then they'll cheer you out because they'll laugh and cry. They'll cheer for you. They're in love with him, and I can never, ever, ever, ever have John because you can talk like no one on this planet can talk. You have that gift, and one of the future you could have had just talking. I've been doing this for. And he's like, I've been doing this for 100 years and I'm still on top. And then he was like, John, you could have been me. Like, if you could have been me. Like, and took my spot in this position in WWE. I was like, if you're not careful of using those terms, they probably will try to convince him to stay to become a in-ring manager, like an on-screen in-ring manager for a wrestler. Just like Paul Heyman, but if I could think of two reasons why that's not his job, like even though he's a great talker on the microphone, but one of them, like because he can't stay around because he has a busy schedule, even if he retires in the ring, or should I say squared circle, which is the nickname of the wrestling ring, and two, because he's been busy for Halloween. I mean, not Halloween, Hollywood. I mean, I said Halloween, Hollywood, like. In the schedules of being participating in movies that directors fit him into the role in the filming in the world of filming. Anyway, and two, he wouldn't be good as an on-screen manager, maybe general manager, but not an on-screen wrestling manager. This is where fans start booing heavily on Paul Heyman like they would usually do. Paul Heyman was like, and this is where he sarcastically nodded his head like, right. And this is where Paul Heyman was like, until you pissed off the bloodline. This is where he got a serious face from the special counsel. And he's like, the manager is going right up on the top with the tribal chief, with Roman Reigns. It's not enough for Roman Reigns to spear you up, break your ribs. And you're like, you got broken ribs. Like, you can break up with that. Okay. Still on before? One second. Hello? I'm there. I'm kind of doing my video right now. Yeah, can I call you? You call me back? Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're home safe. Yeah. I'm just doing my SNA podcast video. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'll call you back. Thank you for calling. Yeah, I think Mom's doing that right now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right. Bye-bye. Yeah. Talk to you when I get done. Bye-bye. I said, I'll talk to you when I get done. I got a couple of things to talk to you about. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. But anyways, yeah. Back to the recap of Friday Night SmackDown. Sorry about that. Just some important family phone call. But anyways, we're gonna talk more about what happened on the latest edition of Friday Night SmackDown. Okay. He's like, and John, like you could have not already said, like until you piss off the bloodline and he's like, you're one spear away from being away from the WWE universe. Fans start going, boo! We never this one, and then this is where he's like, you open your heart, you speak, and you must win, you must win, mocking John Cena in the process of saying he must win. And he's like, I must. And he's like, and John Cena, in the one match left in your career that you must win. And then John Cena's like, where are you coming from? And this is where Paul Heyman's like, you can't win. Not if the bloodline's in town. Fans are booing like, boo. Which I don't think this is popped up crowd noises because I believe every single fan, like, and what I hear from what's on social media and especially YouTube particularly, that everybody missed John Cena. Even the John Cena haters miss John Cena being on WWE. So everybody's appreciating him while he can, and that's why he's the super fan favorite on SmackDown lately, which is for the better, of course. This is what Paul Heyman was like. And he was like, John Cena not winning and losing is not a prediction. That is a spoiler. And then this is where right behind Solo Sikoa comes from behind and brutally mugs poor John Cena. This is where he picks him back up, or when John Cena was trying to get back up, he grabs onto John Cena's shoulder, goes for the nailing Samoan spike, clobbering poor John Cena in the process, and then him going flat down right into the ring canvas. And poor Solo, I mean, not poor Solo, poor Cena is got devastated right into the or demolished by not Samoan Bulldozer. I should say the enforcer of the bloodline. But yeah, it looks like we're going to see Solo Sikoa taking on John Cena at Crown Jewel, and hopefully he does win. And who do you think is going to hopefully John Cena does win and break the streak? And what do you think about this? Like about John Cena winning this? Do you think John Cena winning this, or do you think he should pass the torch again with Solo, except this time with Solo Sikoa? He did put over guys like Austin Theory, Roman Reigns, and even the Fiend Bray Wyatt before he sadly passed away. Like, God bless his soul and rest in peace. And but up next we got Dragon Lee taking on Cedric Alexander, which was like the second or third match of the night. Like, y'all need to check it out. I'll say third match of the night because we did have matches such as LA Knight taking on Jimmy Uso, which I would say, I would say the match of the night, perhaps. Or no, it was the match of the night. It was a really good match of the night. Like, so I'll say that was number one. Number two was the LWO's Carlito and Santos Escobar taking on Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins, the Street Profits of the new version of the Street Profits, teaming with Bobby Lashley. And I'll say this is going to be the third match of the night. We're going to talk about it right here. This is where Cedric Alexander was doing. This is where Dragon Lee tried to go for a gut and back maneuver. This is where Cedric Alexander hits an arm drag right into the ground, starts twisting his arm like with him with Dragon Lee laying his back flat on the ground. This is where he started. This is where he tripped over his leg. And this is where he trips over what's his name's leg, Cedric Alexander, and put Cedric Alexander's leg, his left leg tied up with his legs. This is where he tried to go for some punching strikes right onto Cedric Alexander. This is where he tried to Irish whip him, but he gets countered by by Alexander. He's where he hits him with an arm. This is where Cedric Alexander hits Dragon Lee with an arm drag, twisting it up in the air with him down on the side into a lower abdominal stretch. This is where he gets a kick and a knee side right into his midsection. Dragon Lee onto Dragon Lee. This is where Dragon Lee starts twisting his arm. This is where Dragon Lee puts his arms down, hits a knife edge chop, which was very deadly. I would say, like, I hope it's not too deadly to be added to Gunther's list. This is where, Dragon Lee intercepts. This is where he grabs onto Cedric Alexander, puts him into the bottom right corner of the team of the turnbuckle, hit the chop on his own, and I believe like that's definitely gonna automatically put him onto Gunther's list. I was like, luckily he's on SmackDown though. But even for being on SmackDown, if Gunther sees this, he's probably gonna get pissed off to the point that he could probably gonna murk both of these two individuals. I was like, please don't, because they're putting on a great and entertaining match. Like, because these are two both talented individuals. But they both come from different small wrestling worlds, but two different small wrestling worlds, and they're very talented. And I'm glad these two got some TV time, even though it wasn't the longest match of the night, but it was something to give the two. But this is where Cedric Alexander counters, puts him onto the corner, hit him with a chop. This is where Dragon Lee went back, put him back in that exact same corner, and then this is where he tried to run up, do an attack move, or running attack move onto Cedric. Cedric Alexander kicks him right to the face, went back into the other side. This is where Cedric Alexander was trying to hang on to the ropes. This is where Dragon Lee tried to clothesline him right on the outside, but he gets flipped over right over the ropes and are hanging on. This is where he tried to ram Cedric Alexander right into the midsection, but Cedric Alexander caught him, kicks him up in the air, and then Dragon Lee was still hanging on right to the ring apron. This is where Cedric Alexander flips over right onto the top rope, onto the exact same bottom corner apron, right onto Dragon Lee. Goes for a bicycle running knee strike right onto the face. This is where this is where Corey Graves jokingly said, I hope Cedric Alexander knows a good dentist in Milwaukee. But this is where Dragon Lee tried to run up right, try to go for an attack slamming move right onto the corner. Samson, come on, Sammy, come right here. Go over here. Samson, over here. Over there. No, Samson. Uncle SNA trying to do his review. Anyways. Come on, no, lay down over there. Anyways, this is where Cedric Alexander hits a STL right onto the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron, slamming him back first hard. Dragon Lee was dragging onto his back. We're like, oh my God, like, ow. Like, I think he broke something back there. But luckily, both men were down, but luckily they got back in the ring somehow. But this is where they start hitting strikes on each other. This is where what's his name was making a big comeback. Dragon Lee hits a striking knee strike. This is where Dragon Lee tried to run up and try to go for a splash right onto Cedric Alexander, but he caught him in midair. Hits a sit-out body slam like in a Falcon Arrow style. This is where Cedric Alexander tried to go for the cover, but he only got a 1. He only got a 2, but he kicks out at. Come on, Samson, go over there. Over there. Come on, Samson. But yeah, this is where referee counted the 1, referee counted the 2, but he kicks out at 2.9 seconds. Cedric Alexander took off his elbow pad. This is where he tried to grab onto Dragon Lee, because he rolled right into the right side of the ring apron. This is where he tried to hit him face first right into the turnbuckle, but he had his foot to stop him right. It stopped right onto the bottom turnbuckle support thingamajig. This is where he hits Cedric Alexander face first right with the turnbuckle. Hits a standing kick, like an upward kick, right into the face of Alexander. This is where Dragon Lee went right on the top rope. This is where Cedric Alexander hit the striking European uppercut, catching him around the top rope. This is where he tried to go for a suplex right on the top rope, or even Spanish fly. But this is where Dragon Lee stopped him, tripped him over, had his legs hanging onto both sides of the ropes. This is where he started hitting forearm strikes right into the face of Cedric Alexander. Got him up right into the tree of woe position, like lay flat into the air, into the bottom the top left corner of top right corner of Tina Turnbuckle. Is where he was getting ready to do the maneuver, which was the double foot stomp right onto Cedric Alexander. This is where Dragon Lee tried to finish him off, tried to go for his powerbomb finishing maneuver, but Cedric Alexander rolled out as soon as he picked him up right up in the air with his legs. He flipped right back up, hit the spinning elbow strike right onto Dragon Lee. This is where Cedric Alexander tried to go for the running stand-up clothesline like any typical wrestler would do. This is where Dragon Lee grabs on his arm, flips him up in the air, did a fresh, impressive flip right counter into his finishing powerbomb maneuver, which he successfully did. The statistic, like if your signature or finishing move don't work the first time, it's gonna be a guarantee the second time. And that was the case with Dragon Lee in this match at the end. He got the 1, 2, 3, and then we're gonna probably see more future ahead of this former AAA tag team champion. And what do you think what's next for Dragon Lee and SmackDown? And I'm glad they gave him 10 minutes into this match or even more, because you don't want to continue the Cedric Alexander to be in catering like they did to him before, and then released him by the time when you need to, like you did with his tag partner, poor Shelton Benjamin's case. But hopefully he does. I hope he does great elsewhere, whether it be in AEW or TNA Impact or even New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hopefully he finds work somewhere outside of WWE. But I think they're doing we're finally seeing some good booking on SmackDown, because they took Cedric Alexander out of catering finally, because we haven't seen him wrestle in a match in probably 6 months. And what do you think what's next also with Cedric Alexander? Y'all let me know in the comment section right down below. And it seems like Vince McMahon is definitely no longer in Gorilla and nowhere in backstage in WWE with the creative team, making the final decisions and overruling the guys that are high up in the creative booking, like Triple H, for an example, being the head booker in WWE. But yeah, we're gonna see what's next for these two guys. We're gonna be into their as they're going to their separate ways of their journey into WWE, and hopefully we'll see Cedric Alexander more and more often on the Blue brand, because this is his first time making a SmackDown appearance, on-screen SmackDown appearance, because he wrestled in dark matches, but on SmackDown, but not on the live televised show like tonight, like he did tonight against Dragon Lee. And even though he lost, he made a perfect impression by not being the sacrificial lamb and the squasher for Dragon Lee. He just showed why he was in Dragon Lee's level, even though he lost to Dragon Lee. And hopefully we see him more and more often, and see him in more matches, and possibly wrestle in the match. And wait, that's it. He won with his 1, 2, 3. No, he kicks out. This is where he tried to go for the Kanoku driver, Cedric Alexander, but he rolled him up in the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll. He rolled him up. This is where Cedric Alexander tried to pin him in his own version. This is where he kicks. This is where he kicks out of that. Dragon Lee kicks out. He gives a knee strike to the spine. This is where Dragon Lee was getting ready to do his finishing move, which was the sliced bread flipping rolling DDT maneuver. He got the 1, 2, 3, and yeah, they head on to their separate ways. But before But before they move on, this is where both men respectfully gave each other a handshake and showed some respect, like because they showed that they showed exactly what they mean, and they showed the reason why they're still in WWE. Well, the reason why Cedric Alexander is still in WWE and Dragon Lee is the reason why he signed with WWE to show that he's a talented superstar into the pro wrestling business. But up next, we get a promo segment with Bianca Belair. She got in the ring with say a couple of things and present herself to the Milwaukee crowd. This is what she had to say. Oh shoot. Yeah, she was basically saying like she made a return, came to the aid for Charlotte Flair, but not only because she was trying to help Charlotte Flair, but also trying to let the Damage Control know that she's not finished with them, and also she cashed in the money, cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on her, and then they're the reason why she been out for a couple of months, for the past 2 months, is because the Damage Control hitting the concerto onto her leg, wedged into the chair, and Bianca Belair was like, and she was like, and that did something to me, not just physically, but mentally as well, because for the first time, I was out. Like I was at home, sitting at home with nothing but my thoughts, and while I try to rehab and try to get through the pain, my mind got strong, but my mind focus on how is I'm gonna make Damage Control pay for their evil doings, and that is, and he's like, you guys know me. Like I'm not usually one. When I get knocked down, I get right back up. I brush it off and I smile through it. But this time, I just could not let it go. She was there, like she would not let it go, like because whatever they do, but whatever the Damage Control did to her, that it was very unforgiving, and there's nothing that Bianca Belair is gonna let go, like, and not gonna let it go past, because not only they kept her out of action for the past 2 months, but they also took what's rightfully hers, and that's the WWE Women's Championship. And Bianca was like, that's why I was consumed with vengeance, which I got the start of at, and it's like, and vengeance is the reason that got me back, getting out of the bag, and they got me training, so I could come right back here in this very ring and at this Friday Night SmackDown. And this is where Bianca Belair also said it was vengeance also that helped me come up with a plan that I could take to Nick Aldis, that I talked to Nick Aldis tonight. So now, right now, it's official. It's at Crown Jewel. Your girl's gonna get her rematch to be able to get her championship back when I face off against Io Sky for the WWE in a rematch for the WWE Women's Championship match. But this time, next week, I'm gonna face the Mastermind herself next week's SmackDown. That did that little attack. That did that little attack in the first place, and that girl is none other than Tropicana Bailey. Well, she's just say Bailey, but I love calling her Tropicana Bailey because she called this a city that's near my hometown, Tropicana. But that's a story for another day. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, this is where she's like, and then she was like, I'm gonna take down, like, I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna get my title back, even if it takes me to take down every single member of Damage Control. She had a tongue tie just like I just did a couple minutes ago. She was like, starting with Bailey, ending with Io, and reclaiming my WWE Women's Championship. And she made her presence known of becoming the new 3-time women's champion. No, not 3-time, 4-time women's champion, because that includes the SmackDown Women's Championship too. But yeah, and do you think Bianca Belair is going to be on her way to be the 4-time women's champion, or do you think Io Sky is going to retain and she's going to continue her reign is the WWE Women's Championship match and possibly main event SmackDown, defending the WWE Women's Championship with 2 other fellow Japanese wrestling stars, which y'all obviously know is Asuka. Now I'm referring to the first one. And the second one is none other than the returning Kairi Sane. They're going to be the first 3 ever Japanese women's wrestlers that possibly main evented a SmackDown show. Like first it was Trish Stratus and Lita being the first ever women to main event Monday Night Raw, and then Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch what they call made history, being the second ever women to main event Raw. And then this is where we finally got the main event match with LA Knight taking on Jimmy Uso in a one-on-one main event match. This is where Jimmy Uso thought he was going to have the upper hand on onto LA Knight, because he tried to throw him out on the bottom side of the apron. This is where he tried to close on him out. This is where he gets rammed right with LA Knight's shoulder to midsection. This is where LA Knight does a springboard sunset flip into Jimmy, but this is where he does a beautiful sunset flip backbreaker onto Jimmy Uso, like flipping him over and kneeing him right to the back in the process. This is where he didn't know nothing about that, didn't he, my people? And fans are like, yeah, like he did not. And then this is where LA Knight starts smiling, like, yeah, like no one does not know about that. This is where he tried to grab onto Jimmy Uso, but Jimmy Uso grabbed onto Knight, tossing him out onto the apron. This is where LA Knight was like, no matter, like he didn't brought me completely down to the ground. This is where he tried to run back in the ring, but he gets instantly kicked right into the head by Jimmy Uso. This is where Jimmy Uso went right onto the apron with LA Knight, try to go for a suplex right onto the apron to the bottom side. But this is where LA Knight, this is where he does a kick up suplex. I should say a kick leg back and forward, a suplex right onto the apron, which trying to get some retribution on LA Knight when he back suplexed him right to the table, trying to do some damages on his back next right onto the hardest part of the ring. And I believe Jimmy Uso must have been watching us YouTubers calling the apron the hardest part of the ring, because it's a proven fact that it is, because it's the hard materials, like into the with the wooden and the metal parts, into holding up the little screen, the SmackDown screen or any wrestling screen, into the corners, of course, into the ring, if you know what I mean. But anyways, we're gonna talk more about this match. We're gonna get to the more of the point of what we came here for, and that's talking more about the match. This is where Jimmy Uso tossed him right into the ring post, like where he gets shoulder first right into the corner into the right inside, like through the turnbuckles, like throwing him in front through the top right corner through the turnbuckles, right into shoulder first into the steel ring post in the inside part. This is where the fans start chanting, "Jimmy sucks, Jimmy sucks." And I was agreeing, like, yeah, yeah, Jimmy sucks. And even though I'm not a mega LA Knight fan, but I hope he hits the blood force trauma on him so hard that he sends him packing to Impact Wrestling with his wife. hopefully that's not too personal. Just a joke. Just the couple's joke. I hopefully he took it very well that way. I was like, yeah, I hope he does that. Where LA Knight used to wrestle for and used to be their world champion. But this is where Jimmy Uso picks up LA Knight, and this is where he tried to hit a knife edge chop. I was like, like I wouldn't be doing that continuously if I were you, Jimmy, because if Gunther sees you doing that, he's going to kill you, like Simon Miller would say. He started hitting the chops right onto LA Knight, and I was like, I wouldn't be doing that like for long. This is where LA Knight started hitting chops. I was like, Knight, like I know you're trying to get him back for doing that, but I won't be doing it too much because Gunther will be adding you on the list as well for continuously doing that. This is where fans started doing the woo chants. I was like that. If that's not a reference of Ric Flair, I don't know what is. And then this is where he hits like jokingly speaking, of course, this is where he hits a flip. Body slam flipping DDT right onto what's his name to Jimmy Uso, which is probably a reference to the Innovator of Violence. This is where both men were down. This is where LA Knight was slowly but surely getting up. This is where LA Knight started hitting those left and right strikes like boom, boom, boom right onto Jimmy Uso. This is where everybody's like, yeah. This is where he tried to throw Irish whip him right to the right side corner, but Jimmy Uso countered, throw him instead right into the corner, try to close on LA Knight. LA Knight goes for a duck. This is where the megastar gets ready to do a running attack flying clothesline maneuver, because this is where Jimmy Uso tried to go for a back clothesline. He ducks. This is where LA Knight hits a double axe handle splash right onto Jimmy Uso. This is where he runs up straight towards Jimmy Uso. When he got back up, he tried to close on LA Knight, but he ducks. Hits a jump up slide Russian leg sweep right onto the self-proclaimed main event gym. This is where he got him down. This is where LA Knight was getting ready to do his slamming power slam he usually do after he does a signature move, the LA Knight elbow chants. This is where Jimmy Uso tried to do some maneuver, but he got instantly picked off by the megastar, gets kicked in midsection, DDT. LA Knight tried to go for a pinfall, but referee got to go for one. The referee got the two, but he kicks out instantly at a two even count. This is where the referee said two, like he kicked out at two. This is where LA Knight went right to the corner where Jimmy Uso was laying, right into the bottom right corner, started stomping a mud hole right onto the reigning defending knockouts women's champion's husband. Started stepping on him in the process, stomping a mud hole like if he was the Rock / Stone Cold Steve Austin combined, which I'm not sure if he's any of those guys, but even though he's not specifically mocking him, mocking or making fun of or even or imitating them, but he's but he's doing his own version of them, which he probably watched them in a young age, like because he probably is a fanboy for real. But there's nothing wrong with being a fanboy. Like it's not like he's taking it too far to the extreme. He was inspired by them, and that's why he's in the wrestling ring in the first place. But anyways, this is where LA Knight starts stomping the mud hole. This is where LA Knight was like, other fans like, oh, they try to go for probably a knee right into Jimmy's face. This is where he rolls down the ring. This is where the fans started booing him. I was like, this is the most classic move, the classic heel move in all of sports entertainment. This is where he tried to do a handshake right onto Michael Cole, but he started getting his head slammed right into the announce table, and fans were chanting, yeah. And I was like, yeah, this guy is definitely over. And I'm not trying to say that out of the randomness, but it's true. Like he's out of nowhere randomly, but he really is over right now, and it looks like nothing's not gonna stop him from being pushed like he is, like including getting this main event spot of facing the tribal chief. But anyway, this is where he throws Jimmy Uso right back in the ring. This is where he heads right on the top rope to go for a splashing maneuver right on to Jimmy Uso. This is where he tried to hit him with it, but Jimmy Uso ducks right out of the way. This is where LA Knight rolls right onto the corner. And where he tries to right up to Jimmy Uso, but gets picked up by Jimmy Uso with the Samoan drop. And yeah, he's obviously Samoan. This is where it goes for the pinfall maneuver, but LA Knight kicked out at 2.999 plus 9 seconds. This is where Jimmy Uso was like, "Are you kidding me?" Even though it's my signature move, but like nobody like you would not have kicked out of that, like particularly. This is where I'll say I'm not sure that anybody did got beaten by the Samoan drop, like and let alone being pinned much before. But anyway, this is where Jimmy Uso tried to go for the Uso splash. LA Knight stopped him, hit him with a couple of right hands, and then this is where he goes right up on the top rope. This is where LA Knight tried to go for the suplex with his feet on the mid ropes with Jimmy Uso on the top rope. This is where Jimmy Uso started hitting right hands right into the midsection. Push LA Knight right out of the way. Try to go for the Uso splash. This is where he pins the megastar. But when the referee counted to 1, the referee counted to 2. LA Knight got the shoulders up right when referee was counting to 3. He was 0.1 second away from being 3. But LA Knight puts the shoulder, locks it up in the air, and kicks out of Jimmy Uso splash, because it's rare that anybody kicks out of Uso splash. Like, and it was like one of the most protected moves in all of sports entertainment. This is where Jimmy Uso tried to go back up and try to go for a secondary maneuver. But this is where he moves right out of the way, gets hit. LA Knight fed Jimmy Uso with a BFT, got the 1, 2, 3, and celebrated with this like LA Knight, yeah, with the fans. But he was prepared from last week, and I understand why Roman Reigns did not notice or learn from doing this last week, like, because like if you fool him once, shame on Roman Reigns. No Samson, go up. But fool him twice, shame on LA Knight, because he was ready for him. He moved right out of the way. Roman Reigns tried to go for a spear. This is where Roman Reigns, no Samson, go. You gotta go this way. No Samson, you gotta go. Anyways, Roman Reigns tried to go for a spear. He runs right into LA Knight moves out of the way. He ran face first right into the bottom right corner of the turnbuckle that LA Knight was posing. His LA Knight movement, but and celebrating his latest win against his cousin Jim. This is where he turns around. This is where LA Knight finally does the BFT right on screen into the. This is where he finally does the BFT on Roman Reigns on screen on TV, which he did last week or the week before when he faced Sami Zayn in that match on the Super Show, yeah, for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The ones, yeah. Like he ran him right to the bottom right corner of the turnbuckle. Roman Reigns got fed with a BFT, or not fed, or Roman Reigns ate a huge BFT into the middle of the squared circle's canvas. I was like, wow, this is the first time I saw him took a move like that in the squared circle before. I was like, yeah, LA Knight's definitely getting over. And if that doesn't show that he's getting over, I don't know what is. Because LA Knight just dropped him right in the middle of the ring. That's how SmackDown ended. And he was like, and this is where LA Knight was like, you didn't put me down for good. And I showed that, but I was ready for you when you came out here. And fans were chanting LA Knight, LA Knight. And like what Booker T and Thunder Rosa said, they want LA Knight to win this match because he's so over right now. And you cannot do this to any other wrestler right now. But I think, my opinion, Cody Rhodes should finish the story. That's the whole point of bringing back Cody Rhodes, and also Roman Reigns holding on to that title until WrestleMania 40. But anyways, yeah, that's my opinion on the matter. But who do you think is going to win? Do you think LA Knight's ready for the big one, or do you think Roman Reigns is going to remain as the undisputed championship and probably walk into WrestleMania and with a 1,500-day reign? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I guess we're going to end SmackDown right here as it comes to a close. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I'm going to give SmackDown a 4.5 star review for being such a great show in general. I would say it was 9 times out of 10 entertaining. Like with matches with the mid-carders like Cedric Alexander against Dragon Lee and tag team matches with the OWO's Carlito and Santos Escobar and Samson. Shush. This is where but yeah, the Carlito and against the Street Profits and so much more, yeah, and what else I would say, but yeah, I'll say, but yeah, keep on. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. What do you thought about SmackDown tonight? For those who watched SmackDown, and yeah, y'all let me know in the comments below, and I hope you liked this video, and if you did, make sure you leave a huge thumbs up, subscribe, click the bell notification so you won't miss, be notified in our next video, and share with your friends all over social media. We're gonna be heading over to the next episode of the SNA podcast, which will be my 91st episode, my 3rd ever video I made tonight on Friday, and it's going to be AEW Rampage Review Part 11. Make sure you check that out right now. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, on this 90th episode of the SNA podcast. And I'll see you guys on the Rampage video. Goodbye for now. The Assassins out for now for the next video.